Michael, we're actually right in front of the main entrance to the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library. And to give you an idea, you can see it was not burned, but how windy it was. If you look through the gates here into the courtyard, you can see the heat lamps that were in place for an event here last night. They were literally blown over by the wind. It was that powerful. With us now is Randle Swan, who is the supervisory curator for the Reagan Library. And just to put everybody's minds at ease, the collection, everything inside is okay?
Currently, Patrick, all indications are that the collections and everything, the library itself, all the buildings are secure and safe, and we're unharmed from the fire that happened this morning. Now, my staff is actually going from room to room, and they're investigating and making sure that that's true. Now, by the time we turn the HVAC systems back on and clean everything out, but it'll probably be 24 hours before we can really tell for everyone for sure there's been zero damage. But for right now, from what we can tell, the blown over park benches and as you've seen the landscape that's singed around the library, that seems to be the extent of the significant damage that's here at the library.
Was there some smoke that was able to penetrate even with the HVAC shutdown?
I don't believe smoke in itself was able to penetrate with the HVAC shutdown. However, anytime, even right now, you can tell it's still in the air. So every time we open a door, or even this unsealed spaces, there's some fumes that kind of permeate those spaces. But we don't think it's damaging or has had that level of impact on the collections yet.
So give us an idea of your day. Where were you when you heard about this fire? And I bet your heart went up into your throat.
Well, it's still dark. The sun wasn't risen above the sun. We didn't have first light yet. I could see the glow behind the ridge as I was approaching the office, and then of course the emergency vehicles were in moving forward at that same time. So I started responding. I work for the National Archives and Records Administration. Ironically enough, today was the day we were supposed to do the national exercise on emergency planning.
Oh, you're kidding.
So instead of doing the emergency planning exercise, we did an emergency exercise. We had an actual emergency to. So all the response data, everything worked just as it's scheduled to do. The protected space, a lot of money and time goes into the goats in the springtime, the defensible space program, so we can be prepared in case a brush fire like this comes along. So everything worked the way it was supposed to. The buildings are unharmed. And if you were here earlier when the flames were,
we saw
15,
now
20 feet
when
tall.
you came up Presidential Drive, were the flames licking at the roadway?
The flames were on the other valley. We watched the entire valley sort of be engulfed and come right up to the library.
That was the first approach, was from the north, came
Exactly.
towards the pavilion with 747.
It swung around to the west
I'm sorry,
side.
the 707, yeah.
And then of course it progressed up to the valley that's right behind us. So the winds are swirling up here because we're on the top of a hill, and so the winds aren't just one direction, and so they were bringing the fire from several different directions. There are scorch marks 360 degrees around all sides of the library.